bullshit.
It's the No BS Marketing Show. I'm Dave Mastovich. Today I'll focus on the Psychedelic Furs playing in a truly grungy concert venue, Heightophobia, plus 2 principles of influence. The No BS Show is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/NoBS. Since I'll mention 2 of Robert Cialdini's principles of influence on today's show, let's promo his new book, Try Persuasion, Channeling Attention for Change by Robert Cialdini. You can download it for free today. Go to audibletrial.com/NoBS. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. I went to the Psychedelic Furs concert at Mr. Small's with my old college roommate Juice. He's a huge Psych Furs fan who's also good at selling a good time. I rarely pass up going to a show with Juice since we share the same music tastes from back when alternative meant alternative. Mr. Small's is a repurposed 18th century Catholic church located in Millville, PA, a working-class borough bordering Pittsburgh. Going to a show at Mr. Small's is an experience in and of itself. In the past, the 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s, probably into the 70s, Millville had iron manufacturers, sawworks, stoneworks, lumber mills, breweries, all kinds of stuff. A working class, middle class neighborhood just outside of Pittsburgh. It's hit upon hard times in the last 2-3 decades, but the borough still features crammed streets, limited parking, and a whole lot of character. Prior to us deciding to officially go to the show, Juice texted to say he heard a radio ad that said, "Limited seating still available." That's, of course, my Power 92! Making fun of DJs from when I was growing up who oversold, but it said limited seating still available. You know I'm wired to constantly be in no BS marketing mode, for good and bad. With that, that's an issue that you're always in marketing mode. But Juice's text reminded me of Robert Cialdini's principle of scarcity, which basically means that the less available something is, the more valuable it is. Scarcity creates an unstable situation in the brain that causes us to not think straight. It trades on our weaknesses for shortcuts. That's why last call works so well when you hit a bar after the show. You quickly order one and proceed to close the place down. In this case, the fear of a sellout led 2 procrastinating fans to immediately make the ticket purchase. Keep scarcity in mind as you create your message for your company, a specific product or service, or even your personal brand as you move throughout your career. Emphasize what they, your target audience, stand to lose by not making a timely decision. Be truthful and convey a real sense of urgency. But back to Mr. Small's in Millville, Pennsylvania. We arrived just before the opening act is about to go on. I was more interested in grabbing refreshments than the opening act, so I proceeded to do so. When we sensed it was about time for the Psych Furs to come on, we decided to make our way onto the standing room only floor. There's no official seating. You just meander about, and if you go to the bathroom, you got to hope to fight your way back and get to where you were. So it becomes a little bit stressful. Decided to let Juice lead the way. He's a big, burly guy standing about 6'3". He moves along, and we're, excusing ourselves through, getting not dead center, moving towards the right side a little bit, go up a little bit as there's a couple of gaps because other people had, as I said, went to get refreshments or went to go to the restrooms or whatever. And we decided to stop about 8 to 10 rows from the stage, look at each other and said, pretty good. Not too far away, unobstructed view. This will be good. And then I noticed a woman starting to complain to Juice. She was angry that 2 tall guys might obstruct her view. The epitome of heightophobia. Heightophobia is a range of negative attitudes and feelings towards people of above average height. I've experienced heightophobia throughout my life. Graduation ceremonies, weddings, on basketball courts, at concerts, and in other instances that aren't really event related, but are more related to others' lack of self-esteem. Usually heightophobia lasts for a minute and life goes on. Nothing serious. But in this instance, she wouldn't stop. She kept making snide remarks and talking louder than she had to make sure people heard her. So finally, Juice turned around and asked her, "Are you going to try to ruin this show for yourself and all of us around you? Or are you going to give it a rest?" Now, that's pretty much verbatim what he said, which impressed me because at that particular juncture, he and I had consumed considerable amount of beverages and with some alcohol content in them. So for him to articulate, "Are you going to try to ruin this show for yourself and all of us around you, or are you going to give it a rest?" impressed me. She scowled at him while her male companion, who was trying way too hard to look like Michael Stipe does now. And in case you haven't seen Michael Stipe, REM's lead singer, if you haven't seen him now, he's going with the scraggly beard look that David Letterman has also chosen. So check out both of them. They look scraggly. But back to the concert. Her male companion nervously pulled her towards him. He too exhibiting heightophobia by being fearful of two men of significantly more height than him. She decided to finally let it go. I sighed relief and felt the Michael Stipe lookalike is probably much better off by her decision. While waiting for the show to start, we needed to talk to some people around us other than the Michael Stipe and Courtney Love wannabes. And as people started babbling about the show and what they wanted to hear and so forth, someone said, "I just don't like Pretty in Pink," referencing the Psychedelic Furs' only almost mainstream hit, which they did for the Molly Ringwald movie of the same name, Pretty in Pink, in 1986. Now, I say almost a hit and almost mainstream because, ironically, Psychedelic Furs' song Pretty in Pink made it to number 41, so it was not a top 40 hit. How about that, one shy? But again, I thought of Robert Cialdini. Yes, I realize this is both sad and strange that I'm always on and always in marketing mode, but that's the life of the no bullshit marketing guy, for better or worse. Cialdini also has the principle of social proof. Social proof occurs when we assume the actions of others in an attempt to reflect correct behavior in a situation. It's why we still hear canned laughter on Two Broke Girls and other sitcoms, because it works. We view a behavior as more correct in a given situation to the degree we see others performing it. So think of social proof in your endeavors, when you're creating your message, when you are managing an event, when you are developing a PR campaign, a branding initiative, your marketing. Think of social proof and how we view a behavior as more correct in a given situation to the degree we see others performing it. Keep that in mind as you produce your visuals, as you produce your copy, as you develop the photography and whatever creative elements. If you're planning an event, remember that when you decide on the size of an event, because we assume the actions of others in an attempt to reflect correct behavior in a situation. That's Cialdini's principle of social proof. So I leaned into the conversation, which is called social skydiving, but that's a whole other podcast soon to be produced when I focus just on social skydiving and how it can help you. But I lean in. Well, when they start playing Pretty in Pink, you and everyone else in here will be moving and probably singing along. She smirked and said, "Not me. I don't like that song at all." Right. Both you, me, and Robert Cialdini know that's not the case. Sure enough, late in the show, everyone knew the opening guitar riff, and then Richard Butler sings, and I won't sing, I'll just read the lyric because of my limited singing skills. Caroline laughs and it's raining all day. She loves to be one of the girls. I look around. Everyone is moving, even the naysayer. The next lyric is, she smiles and she says, this is it, that's the end of the joke, and loses herself in her dreaming and sleep, and her lovers walk through in their coats. Wait for it. Pretty in pink, isn't she? Pretty in pink, isn't she? Now everyone's singing it. I lean over, nod. She smiles and says, that damn Robert Cialdini's right again. Actually, that part didn't happen. I kept it all to myself because I don't gloat. Well, I do, but I only gloat to close friends and family who have to put up with me. The No BS Marketing Show is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/nobs. Try a book like Ask Gary V, One Entrepreneur's Take on Leadership, Social Media, and Self-Awareness. You can download it for free today. Go to audibletrial.com/nobs. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nobs for your free audiobook. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Thanks for joining us for the No BS Marketing Show. Visit masssolutions.biz/bold solutions for show notes plus additional marketing and messaging resources. Are you signed up for light reading? You'll receive timely, valuable ideas to improve your marketing and transform your message. It really is light, intended to be read in 2 minutes or less, and it just might trigger bright ideas for you. To sign up, visit masssolutions.biz. Remember, ask yourself, what's the big idea? And build your story around the answer. It's all about bold solutions, no BS.